Okay, we're back for more Vintage Cube. Thanks so much for joining me today. Looks like we have an interesting first pack to look at here. For me, it's between Thoughtseize and Fetchland. Thoughtseize is good because you not only get to pick their best card, you also get a lot of info on how to sculpt your game plan. And if you play against like a combo deck, chances are you'll snag something like super important and you can buy a lot of turns with it. Flooded Strand is like, let's say you really don't like playing black or whatever, Flooded Strand is totally fine. But I think Thoughtseize is enough better. Aside from that, there's a big drop off. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like my Tidebinder in any blue deck. It's just a fine card. I like some of the let's call it potential of Bring to Light and Sigh and Channel, but let's take the Thoughtseize and be very happy about that pick. Okay, following that up, I can go in a few directions here, I would say. I can go Narset, solid blue card. I can go Lauren Revealed, solid fixing. And, hardcast potential later. You can even pitch it to Forces. Arn is kind of the same as Lauren Revealed. Very comparable, I would say. I'm okay taking Narset here. Narset is strong. And combos with some stuff in the cube. Okay, so this pack, the best card is Palace Jailer by quite a lot. The Triumph doesn't really help me, so I don't think I can justify taking like Murktide Regent or Bitter Blossom here. I'm gonna go Jailer and see what the draft is telling me to do. The draft isn't telling me anything conclusive yet. I can say that I do like Duress and Unearth. I do like Esper Sentinel. Those are very, very comparable. So it's basically what I, think is the most likely that I'm going to end up. I think the most likely right now is that I'm black-white, but not sure. Okay, I'm going to take Esper Sentinel here, see what happens. Let's see if I regret it dearly. Interesting pack. So Flesh Scourger and Shorikai are just like, serviceable mid-range cards. If I have the mana to cast them, they're going to be fine. Then I have Recurring Nightmare, which is easily the card with the most upside here. Maybe that's cool. Let's try and draft Recurring Nightmare, see what happens. Okay. This didn't exactly help me. So the best card in this pack is Chain Lightning. This draft is going to be cool to navigate, I feel like. Then there's Tenacious Underdog, decent 2-drop. Steel Giraffe, decent 3-drop. And I think out of those two, I prefer the 2-drop. It's also like a bit better with Recurring Nightmare for whatever that's worth. Okay, let's try and see if we can go like black-white aggro. Black-white, dead guy eel, death and taxes. You know the drill. The big thing about that archetype is it's going to have, good things to do and pretty high card quality because you get to pick from 2 colors, etc., etc. But it's the fixing that's going to be key. So if I plan to cast turn 1 Thoughtseize and turn 4 Palace Jailer without any mana issues, I need to work a lot of my mana. Narset is most likely not making the deck here unless I get like a big blue sign in the next pack. I mean, it's not. Maybe he's wrong to just put it out there. That's just my way of saying where my mind is at in the draft. Then I kind of put the card in the sideboard. Black, white. I mean, I love black, white, so let's see if it's open. Also, Recurring Nightmare might not even make the deck because kind of need some bigger stuff for that card to be good. Otherwise, it's going to be a sideboard card, in my opinion. The more, last time it was Chain Lightning. Now it's Hex Drinker. That's like the best card in the pack. So Toxic Deluge is probably up there. Toxic Deluge is not really a card you are happy to put in your aggro deck, but sometimes, sometimes it has to be done. I can take the Toxic Deluge here. Okay, so more red and green cards that are good, but there's a Sculler. I mean, if I'm black-white, Sculler is just awesome. So let's take that and be happy. Oof, tough times, tough times. No good card for me here. Is there any world? What's going to be good with the Narset? Maybe it's like the Bring to Light or something. Let's take the Bring to Light. Yeah, that was terrible. Massacre Girl is kind of cool. You can take her. Revoker is decent. Take it over Cauldron Complete. Way too late Sentinel, in my opinion. And that's what I said, and then I passed it. Hanger Bag is good with Recurring Nightmare. Steel Seraph is good if I get perfect mana. Like, I don't know. Like, I have a collection of black and white cards. Like, the cards I'm happy about are Thoughtseize, Sentinel, Sculler, Palace Jailer. But other than that, it's like pretty situational what's going on here. I really have to... Maybe Massacre Girl is just always a sideboard card. I really have to draft Fixing. There's Entomb. Okay, we definitely like Entomb. Parallax Wave. It's sad to pass that card, but Entomb, Recurring Nightmare, that opens up an angle. Yeah, Parallax Wave is awesome. What can we realistically wheel out of this pack? Like Hymn to Torag, maybe? That's a pretty great Entomb for me. That means I need to draft like a good fatty, like a Traxa. So, okay. Now, the deck kind of becomes kind of strange because I went from probably playing like black-white small creatures disruptive stuff, but now I actually have a good unfair plan with Entomb, Atraxa, Recurring Nightmare. Yeah, let's see how much we can bolster that plan and how much it's going to be like a sidekick. Waiting for next booster pack. Yeah, let's see. Black-white with a little bit of reanimation sprinkled in. But I still need the fixing. That's the thing. This deck cannot cast its spells if I just, go in there and register like 9/8 mana base or something. So this is kind of funny. I guess Dark Confidant would maybe be better if my mana was good, but I'm gonna take this Courtyard. I mean, I just have to improve my mana at all costs. Yeah, I mean, I do have some, like, it's very questionable playing Toxic Deluge and aggro. Yeah, my card quality is not gonna scare anyone. So the Preacher is a good card. Question is if I want to prioritize the cheaper ones. Maybe I take Selfless Spirit here. I do like the Preacher. Kind of good with Recurring Nightmare. But I think I want a low curve as possible. What is up next? There's a Liliana. I might need Liliana because of, reanimation stuff. Inquisition and Portable Hole, very comparable. Like, they're good in the early game to trade 1-for-1. But yeah, Liliana, I'm kind of happy about that. Okay, Exhume is like the worst reanimation spell, but it's still a reanimation spell at like a 1-2 punch with Entomb, so that's good. Funnily enough, the Hollow Blade is also good in this archetype because it's also a discard outlet on top of a decent beater. So Brutality is a way to get rid of card in hand. Curtains is a way to disrupt the opponent as well as, putting on some evasive clock. Maybe I take Collective Brutality because I'm hoping for like one more fatty, one more reanimation spell, stuff like that. There's a Bitter Triumph. Okay, so Brutality pick looks a bit worse, but I'm happy to pick up the Triumph. I wheel Torsten. I think I'm supposed to take Torsten here. Torsten is good if I don't get any more reanimation stuff, then it's just fine. Let's see what can Samwise do. Samwise can do not a whole lot. Maybe Unexpectedly Absent is better. Let's take that. I wheeled a Dark Confidant. Yeah, this pack is awesome. Like Ezeka's Chariot, even Stern Scolding. Put the Dark Confidant in there. And the Preacher. What on earth is going on? So maybe white is just not open. And I just realized now. So 1, 2, 3. We can keep this Scholar, most likely. What happens if I cut these cards? I can play around with that thought. See if I can go mono black. I mean, I can play the Massacre Girl and the Toxic Deluge. What happens if I go like this? I don't know. Maybe mono black is just where I'm supposed to be. That would be kind of cool. Let's see if I can get a bit more like redundancy in the reanimation department, like animate dead, reanimate, necromancy, maybe a troll, something along those lines. Wheeling Preacher and Confidant like super late. Oh, it's kind of cool. I got 8th pick Bitter Triumph, which is also above expectation for that card. Super strong. Just flexible, kills everything. You can discard a fatty, you can pay the life, depending on the situation. Okay, next pack. Yeah, this is not the best pack. This has like Wasteland and Bone Shards that I would want. And I'm not wheeling the Wasteland, so maybe I take the Wasteland and try and wheel the Bone Shards. If I don't do that, it's like, oh, this... Okay, I guess this is 2-mana kill a creature. Maybe that's better, because I have 1 Bitter, I have Brutality, I have Liliana. I already have 3 ways to discard a fatty. Let's take the Wasteland and see if we can wheel either of those. I'm going to be happy with both, to be honest. Okay, so this is not a good Grim Monolith deck, but it is a good Imperial Seal deck. Having like your extra Entomb is good. Let's do that. Passing a Hull Breacher, but that's fine. Okay, this pack has Doughty Voidwalker. This card is quite insane when you can cast it like without any worry. I'm gonna check though if Skullclaim is the better card. Let's see. Good with Confidant. Good with Hangerback. Good with Preacher. Maybe Skullclaim is too good to pass up. There's a chance I wheel the Doughty Voidwalker. Let's see. There's Fire Ice, couple of lands, Ignoble. Maybe not. The Fairy. I'll try. I'll try and wheel it. I think gambling a little bit is kind of... It's okay. We've seen like some good black cards go super late the other packs, so it's worth it. I'm doing pretty well on playables. It would be pretty awesome if I could pick up some more white fixing, otherwise I might have to cut the Scholar. Yeah, this deck is... I kind of... Maybe I was a bit late to the party, you know, figuring out that mono black might be open. How good is Shallow Grave? I'm not taking it over anything, so... Yes, it's good. It's good with Entomb Atraxa, right? And that's about it. But maybe that's okay. Now that I have the Imperial Seal as well, so I can make it happen more often. Yeah, I mean, looks like we're heading towards registering a mono black deck for the first time. There's a Yawgmoth And not much else. Yawgmoth is decent with like Underdog, Hangerback, Creature, getting rid of the Confidant. Like Yawgmoth is not terrible, but it's obviously not great. But funnily enough, if I was, half and half white black, I didn't have any good options here, so Yawgmoth it is. So now I can pick Baleful Mastery and Lurrus. Doesn't really look like Lurrus is that good in this deck. Maybe it's, maybe it's not horrible. I guess I'll just take the Mastery. There's a Blood Chief's Thirst. There's also a Sanctum. So does the Sanctum allow me to play the Sculler? I don't think so. I think it's better to just take the Thirst. That's going to be solid. Interesting deck. The problem is that the reanimation package is not that solid, so I end up with like air deck a lot of the time, I would imagine, in my draws. So right now I can just add 16 swamps and call it a day. Let's see if we can get an upgrade or two. I don't love my 4-drops right now. There's a... Oh boy, okay. I think I have to take Troll. Troll is good with Exhume. It's kind of sad, but yeah, just a lot of good cards in the same pack that I want. Yeah, Troll is good with Exhume. Troll is good with Recurring Nightmare. I did wheel the Dam. I did not wheel Bone Shards, which is kind of a surprise. Kozilek, would I play that because of my Shallow Grave stuff? Unclear. I think I'll take this Dam. Sensei's Divining Top I might play. We can maybe cut the Force now. Maybe even the Massacre Girl has to go. Let's see. Yeah, we can't do anything about these cards. Can't remember if we have a potential wheel in here. Don't think so, but who knows? Yeah, Mono Black, but Reanimator wasn't necessarily open. But I do get some good pieces, like I have Entomb, I have Atraxa. Yeah. Well, this deck might not be good. I didn't even wield the Hymn to Torak. I don't even know what's going on. I didn't wield the Hymn to Torak, but I got so much other stuff like super late, the other packs. Yeah, tough draft to navigate. I think I ended up with a reasonable deck. Let's see if it can deliver in the games. Hope to see you there. Okay, round 1. I'm playing Mono Black, and my opening hand is extremely mediocre. Let's draw an Entomb or Imperial Seal and do it to the opponent. Also, if I draw a Traxa or Torsten on my first draw step, I just go to discard. I think that's important to have in your arsenal. Turn 1 Retrofitter. Recurring Nightmare. Doesn't do anything right now, but could do in the future. Talisman. That's all good. Blood Chief's Thirst. The thing is, I don't think I can like play this Collective Brutality right now. I think I have to keep it as a discard outlet. Okay, there's Underdog. Let's play that. One turn too late. The opponent makes a 1/1. That's fine. Hanger back. Oh, so the opponent makes a 4/4 here. Okay. They should have played a land, I guess. Kill it off with Mastery. I hang her back. Pray to draw Entomb. True Name is a good one. Oh, this is one more True Name? Okay. That's cool. That's a cool play. I love cloning True Names. Shallow Grave doesn't do anything. Now I have 3 ways to reanimate. Nothing to do about it. Opponent has double True Name. I'll just look at my opponent's hand for info and get in. Okay, opponent shows Kozilek as well. Ooh, that's brutality. Like, I don't think this deck is not close to being good enough that you can draw like a bunch of enablers no payoff or a bunch of payoff no enablers. Like, not even close to good enough. Let's see, is this Massacre Girl good? Maybe it's not that good. Okay, I'll try and submit the same. I need a bit better draws to be competitive, I think. Okay. So I can I can put a troll in the yard, and then I have a bunch of stuff that's good, you know, to draw. From there. The Skull Clamps also have a bunch of good cards that's good with that. Now I have a removal spell as well. Attracts in hand in case, but that's like far down the line that I find a way to discard Attracts, find a way to bring it back, but it's fine. It's hanging out there. The dream is something like to draw something like, I don't know, Hangerback Walker, so I can draw 4 cards with Skull Clamp. The opponent activated top on upkeep. Okay. Pretty nice turn 2 there. The opponent's building for a very good turn 3. Trespasser. I'm not gonna exile the troll. So now the opponent has how much mana? 2, 3, 4, 5 with a land drop 6? 6. Never mind. The opponent has 9 mana turn 3. Wait a minute. 4, 6, 8, 9. Yeah, 9. 9 mana. Portal of Erection is not a card I can beat. Oof, that was a beating. The opponent went turn 3, Portal to Phyrexia, kill my 3/3. I just did them a favor and cycled the troll earlier, and they will just run away with the game, animating the troll, animating the trespasser, and yeah, that's all she wrote. Wow, terrible showing round 1. Let's see if we can do better round 2. Okay, round 2. Let's see if we can do better. I don't have high hopes, though. We're on the draw here, playing mono black. I have removal. I have stuff to do up the curve, so that's like the fair part of the deck, right? And then we kind of hope that the unfair part shows its pretty face at some point. Red, green. Okay, so all over the place. Fair enough. Shallow Grave. Not going to do anything anytime soon. I do have a Toxic Deluge, but I think it's still correct to, you know, get on the board. There's a chance my 1-2 punch of Tenacious Underdog, Trespasser just, are competitive enough to... Ooh, speaking about... maybe cancel that thought. Imperial Seal. Yeah, I'm supposed to Imperial Seal here. Imperial Seal for Entomb, and then I try and Shallow Grave Atraxa next turn. So the dream is the opponent goes some kind of 4-mana midrange threat, and I go Atraxa, draw a million cards, crack in for 10. Let's see if that can come to fruition. Okay, the opponent's definitely working with a lot of different colors over there. 4-color, non-black so far. Also, note that a fail rate of Shallow Grave is if the opponent has some kind of Lightning Bolt type card for Tenacious Underdog in response. Because Shallow Grave says return the top creature card of your graveyard to the battlefield. I'm scared when the opponent doesn't do anything. Question is if I'm a big boy. I mean, I'm. Let's see. The opponent has... It's basically like 2-mana counters that we get crushed by. I think I talked myself into playing Trespasser this turn. Graveyard Trespasser. The opponent can't keep taking the damage forever. There's the miscalculation, and I mean that's always good for the confidence. I'm gonna play second island out. I'm scared about that though. Maybe it's one more turn of this. Thoughtseize is a good one. Let's play the Thoughtseize before doing anything else. Because now I kind of get to see what's up. I realize I can't go Entomb Shallow Grave this turn, but now I kind of see what's up. Mystic Confluence. Okay, so at least I've been playing decently, like versus what the opponent actually had. The first one I kind of had sniffed out. The second one, yeah, I wasn't as sure about that, but passing the turn with 5 mana, there's usually like a good reason for it, right? So now the opponent's getting relatively low on life, that getting on board would be preferable. So I'm hoping for the opponent to play some mid-range cards, and then I can hopefully attract them. The opponent keeps passing here. Now I think I can't do it anymore. Now I'm going to upkeep the Entomb. Don't want to draw the Atraxa. Put Atraxa to the yard. Draw. Play Shallow Grave. Pray my opponent doesn't have a removal card counter. Okay. So I drew Recurring Nightmare, which is not bad. Opponent goes to 7. Oof, triple counter magic. That's what nightmares are made of. Let's make it a recurring one. The opponent has tons of mana, tons of cards in hand thanks to the Confluence. I'm sitting here on 3 swamps on turn 7. My plan didn't work. Played a mid-range card, played a discard spell, then played the Shallow Grave. The opponent had the 3rd counter. This is shaping up to be a tough day at the office. Tenacious Underdog is dead. My graveyard gets shuffled in. Ah, that's the dream. The opponent's living the dream here. So nice. Just having the answers. Oof, that's the best feeling. Okay, Wasteland is not a terrible draw, so I can kill off my opponent's creatures and Wasteland the Colonnade, maybe. Funny thing here, if I Wasteland my opponent's Jetmir's Garden, they can activate 0 creature lands. I think that's what I'm supposed to do. Maybe I'm supposed to get a little greedy with the Toxic. Getting greedy with the Toxic. Okay, let's try that. I think I'm so far behind here that giving my opponent one more turn, taking 4 damage is going to be okay. The dream is they play out something, a random green creature that I can Toxic away. Then I kind of got more value out of it, but hopefully buy more time. I don't care about that card. Velki is going to see a hand with no targets. Then the opponent's going to know they're going to get swept. I take 4. So this is fine. I get to kill off one more card with Toxic. Nice Torsten. Toxic Deluge for 4. Wow. Urtai resurrected, countering the Toxic. Still lose the life. And then get attacked for 8. Nope, the opponent can activate the land. I'm dead. Ooh, what a beating. We got quad countered this game. That's not something my deck can beat. The opponent finds the lion. And we're dead. Ooh. Tough days. Let's see. Is the Massacre Girl better than anything here? Maybe it's better than Revoker. I can see that. Okay. We go again. Down a game here against 4-color green. 5-color green, sorry. I saw the black in the end. So funnily enough, if I do go through with the Wasteland plus Toxic, the opponent would be left with 2 creature lands they couldn't activate, and a black spell in hand they couldn't cast. 2 black spells in hand they couldn't cast. That's obviously just something we know now. We didn't have any chance to know it at the time. Okay, this hand is cool. After on top, then I have some stuff to do, like some creatures. And then whenever I have, spare mana, I can start topping. Turn 1 library. A lot of stuff we can't beat. Wow, nice Wasteland. That was a godlike draw. So get rid of the library. The opponent draws to 8, which is annoying. If I was on the draw, they wouldn't have gotten any draws. But that's fine. Let's see what we're working with on top of the deck. So baiting the Torsten to a removal spell eventually is fine. It opens up some draws. One has to discard 1 card. So what they got out of the library was draw 1, discard 1, which is still strong. Don't get me wrong. The Seiju hits the bin. Now I'm just going to curve a couple of creatures and have a removal spell. Misty. Okay, the opponent actually has a play. Let's see if they have the perfect duel, which would be Tundra to pair with Proving Ground. They have a Breeding Pool. Okay, so the opponent plays a 4-3 out, so that's fine. I'll offer the trade here and play my Trespasser. I guess I get rid of the Seiju. That's probably fine. So the opponent has a 4-3. But I have 6 power and a removal spell. Okay, this is bad news because if the opponent's attacking here, they have some kind of other creature to hold down the fort or removal, I guess. Otherwise, it doesn't make sense to trade the damage. Okay, Dismember. Nice Snuff Out. I'll upkeep top. There's Recurring Nightmare, which is exactly what I want. Let's see, how do we play it? This turn I have 4 mana. Next turn I have 5 mana if I want to. So I can go like this, draw, attack. Don't want to expose the Nightmare, but maybe that's wrong. Because my opponent showed a lot of counters. I'm going to take this damage, and then I'm going to kill the blocker, I feel like. Let's see. Yeah. That card is good. So now I'm basically just scared of Endurance. Let's just have a look. I do believe I know these cards. Swamp, Creature, Recurring Nightmare. Let's attack for 3. The opponent has 4 cards. Like, I could get blown out here. Recurring Nightmare target Torsten. The opponent has Pitch Endurance. I lose my graveyard, which is horrible. Have a Preacher on top of my deck. Might as well have a look here. Yeah. Okay, tough times. Tough times. If I get that Torsten into play, it's easy to win from there, right? Then I have a 7/7, draw a bunch of cards. If the 7/7 dies, I get 7/1/1s. Yeah, Endurance was just extremely clutch there. The Fairy is a good one because it pretty easily deals with my 2/4. Let's see what I have underneath the 2/4. Swamp, Swamp, and Swamp, Swamp, and Dam. Okay. I'll kill the Nishoba here to buy time. Because if I play out the Preacher, my opponent bounces it with Teferi, attack for 5. Then I'm kind of in the same predicament next turn. And the opponent's getting closer and closer to activating Colonnade. So let's say I take one more hit. Then one Colonnade swing was enough to kill me, so I think this leaves me with a chance. Mystic Confluence. Not gonna pay the mana. Draw 2 cards. Very nice for the opponent. I think... I guess the opponent knew that I had a top and a Recurring Nightmare. Okay. I think I like their play then. Because they're digging for the next land so they can go like attack with Colonnade, threaten lethal. And the good thing about that is Colonnade is protected by Teferi. So if I have anything like whatever removal spell, I can't use it because of Teferi. That's pretty sick. I don't like this play by the opponent. But I guess I can't win, so it doesn't matter here. But I'm countering the cantrip effect of the Teferi here. The opponent should target nothing, in my opinion, and draw the card. Let's see if the opponent found the land. They didn't. Sensei top. Look at top 3. Attracts a swamp and swamp. Ah, I guess I knew about that. Okay, never mind. Play the Recurring Nightmare out. See if the opponent is willing to Teferi that. Counter, I draw a card. I get attacked down to 4. Land kills me here. Okay, Swamp Atraxa is not going to help me. Okay, that was a serious beating. So this deck wasn't, this deck wasn't great. I'm not gonna claim that, but I did have a bit higher hopes than just getting destroyed. So let's see. We have mono black. We have an Entomb and a Seal. 3 ways to get back a fatty. The best fatty out there. Decent mid-range cards. I'm not gonna say they're great. When I say mid-range cards, I'm talking about stuff like Liliana the Veil, Preacher, Trespasser, Bloodchief's Thirst, like normal Magic cards, right? But yeah, we just got utterly dominated. That happens sometimes. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, and today was definitely a losing day of Magic. I appreciate you guys for hanging out anyway. I hope you'll be back tomorrow. I know I will. Bye, guys.